This is not one symbiote, it's actually 4 into 1. Hey guys, today I'll give you the comic book origins of Hybrid. Hybrid is actually a very unique symbiote, as he is not actually the spawn of a normal symbiote like Carnage. He is in fact the combination of 4 different symbiotes together. And his host, Scott Washington, let me basically show you how it goes down. Scott Washington was a guard working at a prison for superhumans called the Vault. Eventually he befriends a prisoner there named Vance Astrovic, also known as Justice or Marvel Boy. But Scott was getting moved to a different sector of the prison where, in a lab, scientists were running tests on 4 symbiotes. These 4 symbiotes were Lasher, Phage, Riot, and Agony. These were the 4 symbiotes of the Life Foundation that Venom was forced to give birth to. But meanwhile, elsewhere, Spider-Man, Venom, and Scarlet Spider had all let off a worldwide shriek which destroyed the containment cells that the symbiotes were in, because their hosts were already dead because their sister Scream had killed their hosts. So the laboratory was able to capture them. But once the containments broke, they all bonded together out of fear and to form Hybrid. They bonded with Scott, and they showed him that they are not actually dangerous or a threat, they're just scared. But once his superiors found out that he was carrying a symbiote, they fired him immediately. But also when his brother came across a gang called the Double X Gang, invading on a basketball court that he plays on, it didn't go so well, as Scott intervened and broke one of the members' arms. Flashing forward a little bit, the gang eventually broke into their home and paralyzed Scott, but killed his brother. Eventually, the symbiote would return to Scott, as it said to itself, "Needs Scott, and Scott needs us." As it returned to Scott, at first he wasn't very keen on joining with them until he found out that once bonded with them, he could walk again. And with the power that the Hybrid gave him, he was planning to use it as revenge against the Double X Gang in an attempt to try and kill them. But this time it's actually reversed, since the host wants to kill, but the symbiotes do not. The symbiote eventually comes to terms with Scott's anger and tries to turn him away from gaining revenge on the gang. Eventually it works, and he does not kill them. But whilst he was preparing to kill them, he said to them, "You wanted a partner, didn't you, when you got your wish?" But with all 4 symbiotes in one, Scott has to deal with 4 voices in his head instead of just 1. But the symbiote told Scott he is not like Venom or Carnage. They do not like to kill. Now coming to terms with each other's personalities and what they can give each other, they decided to join together and defend their city. Hybrid's abilities are basically the same as all other symbiotes: the ability to climb walls, super strength, stamina, agility. He can create bladed weapons out of tendrils from his body, like Carnage. He can even project spears and sharp objects from his body, but they dissolve a few seconds after leaving, much like Carnage as well. But that's about it for Hybrid, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe and comment what you think down below. And I'll come back tomorrow to give you more origin stories. See you guys.